Whoa! The machine was playing a lot of tricks on me. Please share and like. We are going to cook the most delicious okra soup fast. We are going to cook now. Let me just share in case of somebody is there who want to follow this live. Yes, I'm just sharing now. We got to share. Maybe some people are interested to watch. We have to share. Please like and comment this wonderful cuisine. Yes. We are going to cook the most delicious okra soup. As you know, earlier I told you that, let me bring this light here so we can have a proper see. I have already put some palm oil here, which is about 2 cups of palm oil. Some of you may think that, oh, maybe it's too much. No, it's not too much. Okay? I'm going to add this amount of Scotch bonnet pepper. Okay? Please, if you don't have tolerance of hot spice, please do not make sure that you don't put that much. Okay? So I'm going to show you now. For me, I'm going to even add a little bit more because I love spice. I love spice. I love my spice. If you watch this cooking, you will never gonna regret to eat wonderful, wonderful okra soup. I'm going to add my more spice. I love spice. Okay? And I'm going to add I'm going to add 3 garlic and half a root of ginger. Okay? And I'm going to use this liquid because I don't want too much liquid. This okra is different from all the okra soup I normally cook. This I have here cow meat, smoked tilapia, and pig meat is inside this dish, and cow liver. I'm going to add some of this liquid here to blend. To blend this. Okay? We're going to cover. Are you going to work now? Please do not let me down. Do not let me down. Put this on. Blend. In here, I have rosemary, fresh rosemary. You can use dry, you can use fresh, it doesn't matter. You can use dry, you can use fresh, it doesn't matter. You see, I'm going to add it in this pepper. And then this is fresh thyme from my garden. This is thyme from my garden. I'm going to blend it together because I'm going to use fresh fish, fresh prawns, and crabs. Okay. Now I'm going to add this blended things inside this pot. Inside this palm oil, I need a little bit of ginger and garlic. Yes, a little bit. I have like a already made here. I need a teaspoon because I'm cooking fresh. That garlic and that ginger I showed you earlier, it was not enough because that's the only one remained. It wasn't enough, so I'm just adding a little bit because you are cooking fresh. When you are using fresh fish, fresh prawns, and then you need those flavors. You need those flavors. Let me take this machine out, not from here, and bring the temperature up to 9. It's 9 now. This mobile cooker is the best. It's the best thing ever. Okay? I'm gonna stir this around like this. I hope you can see. Yes, you can see inside the pot. Let me even tip it more because, yes, because I want you to see whatever I'm doing. Okay? I'm going to use, because there's like half a teaspoon salt here already. So I'm going to use 2 Maggi cubes. 2 Maggi cubes. Because I have a lot of flavors going on here already. And I'm going to add a homemade seasoning I make with prawns. That's why I'm adding, that is why when I was boiling this meat, it's only a teaspoon of salt I put in here. Only a teaspoon of salt. Because I don't want to overpower the cooking. Because this is okra. You need to taste everything. This is the homemade Maggi I make with the prawns I showed you the last time. So I'm going to put, this is only prawns. And it's got a little bit of thyme, rosemary and black pepper. I'm going to put this amount. This is prawns. Yes, because normally I will have like those small prawns. You put this here because that prawns is a homemade seasoning already. So that is why you don't want to overpower. Because this palm oil has to cook. Because if the palm oil doesn't cook, it have like some funny smell. I know some cultures, when they want to take this out before they add, I don't do it. So now I'm not going to blend the onions. My hands are clean. I'm going to add these onions like that. I'm not blending it because I like to see sometimes the onions inside my cooking. Okay? That prawns and that seasoning cube was already making this to be so good. Okay? Let me have a taste. Oh yes. That 2 Maggi cube and that prawns I put, it has already changed the game. Just put this together. This is a different method of cooking. Yes. This is not Sierra Leonean okra soup. This is Ghanaian. The north of Ghana, where I was living in Sonyani, I learned how to cook this. This is the north of Ghana. The last time I show you a method, the Ghana, Accra, the way they cook their okra soup. Because every region in Ghana, Sierra Leone, I'm going to take you through all the methods. The Nigerian way of cooking okra soup, different, the Sierra Leonean way of cooking okra soup. Okay? Now I'm going to add this meat. You see why you don't need a lot of Maggi cube, like some of our people, they cook with that. They cook with how you call it, that white Maggi. You don't need to put it. That shrimp powder is Maggi. The shrimp powder is Maggi. This smoked tilapia is Maggi. And all this. So I'm going to add the fish because I need this fresh fish to soak in that lovely, lovely juice. Yes. If you follow this method I'm showing you, you will eat very, very delicious okra soup. Because in Africa, like in Europe, you have soups, but in Africa we tend to call everything soup. Everything. Cassava leaf soup, potato leaf soup, okra soup, even if it's not a soup, because this looks like a broth. You see? Because I don't need a lot of liquid in here. Because I want the okra to be slimy. Everybody know how to cut okra already. You know how to cut your own okra already. I'm going to use these fresh prawns. Just imagine, some people use white Maggi to cook this kind of food, but it's not nice. Because this I have put already prawn seasoning, 2 Maggi cubes, all are Maggi, and that tilapia is Maggi, and this is Maggi, because this is going to add to the sweetness, because there is dry one already in the pot and there is this fresh one, and then these crabs are all Maggi. So that is why you don't want to overpower your cooking with those white Maggi, because some people will say, okay, you season your meat with that white Maggi, that Chinese salt. No, you don't need it. Actually, some of you who doesn't eat a lot of spice, because anytime I go to a Chinese restaurant, some of their meals, when I eat them, I need to eat soccer sweet or something like that, because of they use that their Maggi is too much, and if the food is not spicy, it's just bad. This crab is already steamed. It's already steamed. See how this is looking. This is the most fastest food already. I could have boiled the palm oil longer, maybe for 30 to 35 minutes to take out that raw smell. But because of the palm oil I've just used, that is palm oil I've used before to fry some fish. I didn't burn the palm oil, like bleach the palm oil, but I use it to fry fish. So I just use it, so it's already cooked. So that is why this cooking is not going to stay long at all. It's not going to stay long. I just want those fish to steam. This is the most fastest okra soup. And the meat was cooked for about 40 minutes. Yes. The pig feet cook longer than that, because of it's the leftover of a meal I made the last time. It's a leftover of a meal I made the last time. Okay? I hope you can see this food. Bring it close. Yes. So now, let me wash this stuff, because today the camera is turned this way. When you are cooking, you are washing. When you finish your cooking, you just eat. Okay? I need to add the baking soda add the baking soda on that cooking. I'm just draining the water from my fresh fufu, because the fufu I'm eating today is fresh. I keep the fufu myself to ferment. Okay? So now I'm going to remove this fish. I'm going to remove the fish, put it aside, because I don't want this fish to... This mobile cooker is the best savior from above ever. I'm going to show you different method of cooking okra soup. I'm going to show you in the future, I'm going to show you the Gambian way of cooking okra soup, because all these countries I've lived in these countries. So now I'm going to add my crab. The shrimps are going last. So now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add the okra. Add your okra. Don't add any water. If you want your okra to go slimy, spread the okra on top like this. Get yourself a baking soda. Let me look for my baking soda. Okay. This is the baking soda. You can use any baking soda of your choice. Make sure you put just half a teaspoon, because if you put a lot of baking soda, the food is going to be the okra is going to be very dark. Spread this baking soda on top like this. Okay, so now I'm going to add my prawns on top. My hands are clean, I was just washing dishes. Add this on top like this. Add it like this, and cover. So the moisture from this cover is going to steam that okra. Okay? Let me move this around. If I need a little bit of liquid, I'm going to add it, but right now I don't need anything yet. No. Let me take this. When I always say about cooking, cooking is something I love to do. So I just need you people to help me. To like my program, so I can be coming up. Because when you help me to like the program, and you help me to share my program, and you help me to comment, and you give me good feedback, and you put your comments, what you like, what you don't like, and then if you don't understand any ingredients, if you don't understand, just put it on the comments, what you don't understand. I'm going to talk you through that, because of, we Africans, this is how we cook. We don't cook with like measurements. This is how they teach us how to cook. You use your imagination. You know that, like for some people now, they will put a lot of seasoning cube. When you put a lot of seasoning cube, you overpower the cooking. You will not able to taste the food. Because why you will not taste the food, let me reduce this. Why you will not taste the food? Because of the seasoning overpower everything. So you have to use your imagination that this is like half a kilo of okra. Why should I put 4 or 5 seasoning cube on a dish like this, where I'm going to put prawns, where I'm going to put prawns seasoning, where I'm going to put thyme, rosemary, fresh pepper, fresh ginger, fresh garlic, because all those ingredients have their own taste. So that is why don't use that Chinese salt. Please Just use natural ingredients if you want to taste the food you are cooking. That is why even the meat, when I was boiling the meat, when I wash the meat, I make sure the meat, I just salt the meat because I don't want the production to be long. If I was editing this, I was going to show you how I do everything. But you know that you wash your meat with lime, salt and vinegar. You wash your meat and boil your meat to your preference. If you want your meat to be tender, you boil it for that amount. If you want your meat to be a little bit al dente, you boil it like that. It's easy. So because of the prawns, the fresh prawns, the steamed crab and everything, it's all adding their own flavor. So it's going to make this food so flavorful. Okay, so let me tip the camera again so I can show you. Camera, come back to the pot. This is what you want. Don't worry about the foam, because that foam, see, that is why I removed the fish. Because if you don't remove the fish, make sure you don't cover this again, because we don't need any more moisture in this pot. You see, that's how you want your okra to be. Very slimy, and it's going to be slimy more than this. Because some of you, when you see it like this, you will say, oh, it's too thick. No, it's not too thick, because it's going to release its own moisture. If I want more moisture, like now, I need a little bit of moisture, I'm going to cover this. And then that okra, it takes about 2-3 minutes because it's finely cut. I cut that okra very fine. Okay? So you don't need to put a little more water in this pot at all. You don't need more liquid. Because if you put more liquid, the okra is going to cut. It's not going to be slimy. So the liquid from this pot is going to go in that pot now to help to steam. About another 2-3 minutes, I have to take this. But before that, I'm going to use my spinach. Okra for me without spinach is not okra. It doesn't matter what method I cook. If it's the Gambian way, the Ghanaian way, the Nigerian way, the Sierra Leonean way, I put spinach. I'm going to just use my vinegar. I'm going to use my vinegar. Spinach is only vinegar you wash your spinach with. In my other videos where I show you people how to wash my meats, the vinegar I use is the same vinegar I'm using now to wash my spinach. Yes. Because the spinach is going to steam. The spinach is going to steam for only 2 minutes. Some bacteria don't die in 2 minutes. So that is why. Okay? This is your okra. This is how you want your okra to look. Look. Very slimy. This is what you want, how your okra to look. Okay? This is how you want your okra to look. Don't worry about the foam, it's just part of the, you see? Because if it was the Ghanaian method, the okra is supposed to be steamed separately. But it's very tricky when you cook the Ghanaian okra soup. It's very, very tricky when you cook the Ghanaian okra soup, because if you don't control the water in the main pot, when you steam the okra separately, you are going to make the okra to cut. You see, now I'm going to add the fresh fish again. So now, see? So now I'm going to put, some of you may think that all this spinach is too much. It's not too much. It's not too much. And this spinach is going to release a little bit of moisture also. That is why you don't put too much water. Yes. As soon as I flip this okra around like this, I have to be careful now because the fish is in there. Because I want the fish to come out in peace. You see? So just take your time and stir round like this. All this is a skill, because some of you will just stir it. All this is a skill. All this is skill. Some of you might think that, oh, the spinach is too much. Make sure you just cook this spinach for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. You don't want the spinach to cook more than 2 minutes, because you want all the goodness in the spinach. Stir it like this. See, the okra cannot even hold the spoon because you want it slimy. But if you have plenty water in the pot, that okra will never be slimy again. See, only 2 minutes. Yes, 2 minutes. As soon as you see the spinach is changing color, make sure that you put the gas off. The steam from the if you are using a gas cooker, the steam from the iron of the gas cooker is going to just, this is it. Your okra soup, my people, is done. You don't want the spinach to cook more than this. If your spinach cook more than this, because the steam of that okra, you see how the okra is? The steam from that okra is just going to I'm going to taste now if I need a little bit of salt. No, I don't need anything. Trust me, I wish you were here to taste this. I wish you were here. You don't want anything to overcook here in okra. When it overcooks, you don't get any nutrients, because Google it. Okra is full of nutrients. Okra, spinach is full of nutrients. This is your okra soup. See, you cannot even hold it from the spoon. This is your okra soup, my people. This is the most delicious okra soup. Before I come up, I told you I've already cooked the meats, and the palm oil is already been I have already used it before to fry some fish. You bring it here. So this is it. That is your okra soup. Your okra soup is being cooked, right? Yeah, can you share for me, please? Right, okay. So as you can see, this is your okra soup, my people. Your okra soup is done. This is going to be now the most delicious. You see, the reason why I told you not to put more water, if you could have put any more water, because some of you will think that, oh, there's no water, we put a lot of water. No, you don't. Look, that spinach releases its own liquid. The okra is well cooked because of the baking soda. This is how you want your okra. You don't want to smother your okra with a lot of palm oil at all. Now I'm going to put this like this. I'm going to now cook the fufu. Cook the fufu I'm going to show you my fresh fufu I make earlier. My fresh fufu I make earlier. Take the cover out because I don't need any more. This is my fresh fufu. I bought the cassava. I peel the cassava. But sometimes some grocery shop you can get the peel one already. Just keep it for 7 days. After 7 days, your cassava is fermented. And then you can make your own fufu. You don't need to go and buy other fufu. Now, you see how you regulate the salt? Because here I have enough salt already because I use the salt to cook the meats. So now I'm going to put half a teaspoon of salt in the fufu because you need the fufu to have a little bit of salt. So I'm going to put now this okra soup aside because I don't want the spinach to cook. Yes. So now I'm going to cook the fufu. Add the temperature. Take this off. Put it again and reset it. Yeah. Right. So, okay. Let me show you this once more so I can set this machine. This is it. See, this is how you want your okra soup to cook. Okay? So, I don't want this video to be too long for watching. So I'm going to come back when I'm eating after I finish cooking my fufu. Okay? Alright.